Hello friends. Now this session would be focused on this defining what is personal selling as well as what are the different approaches for personal selling. So if you talk about this, what is personal selling, then personal selling can be defined it's as a means of implementing marketing programs. It is a kind of persuasion that ultimately lead to convert a prospect into a customer, and it is on this one-on-one interaction basis because it's a personal selling and a person is communicating, interacting, negotiating with the other person, which is to be considered as a prospect, and he is having that potential to become a customer. So this personal selling in most of the sales management programs, this personal selling which is of the utmost importance. Now we will look, there are so many of the different approaches for this personal selling. So to begin with, first of all, that is a mental state selling. Mental state selling is also termed as formula selling because it is based on a formula of this AIDA. AIDA, you must have been taught in marketing management programs. This AIDA means A stands for this attention or awareness, then I interest for this interest, D stands for desire, and A again stands for this action. So this formula selling or the mental state selling, that salesperson, he prepare a particular sales presentation and he starts conversing with the prospect, keeping in mind first he make the prospect aware about this, what are the features and advantage and benefit of his product. And during the conversation, he also observes the verbal as well as the non-verbal signal of the prospect. He starts looking at this, okay, the customer who is interested, then he starts asking certain questions, or he lean towards that particular this prospects. He starts looking at what kind of the audio-visual ads which is being shown by this salesperson. It means he is giving signals that he is interested. Then that interest need to be further elevated in terms of that the customer should be desirous, and once he is desirous, at that point the salesperson need to pitch or close that particular deal, and that is this AIDA principle. But it is very difficult because it is very difficult in terms of this. Normally it is very difficult to understand this, what is going on a customer's mind, and it is very difficult to read the customer's mind, and that's why that is a limitation of this formula selling or this mental state selling. But this is also applicable many of the times. The another approach is a need satisfaction selling. Need satisfaction selling means you need to identify the need of the prospect by asking a lot of questions, and a continuous probing will help you to identify the need, and accordingly you pitch your product or offer that particular service or an idea or concept to the prospect so that it can satisfy his need till the time that particular deal is being closed. So that is need satisfaction selling, but the idea is here that you need to probe a lot and you need to rehearse a lot before reaching to the customer or the prospect. Another approach is the stimulus response selling. Stimulus response selling, that is an approach which is based on this animal behavior. Animal behavior means that a certain kind of the statement, certain kind of this stimuli in terms of visuals or aids you are showing to the customer, and looking at this, what would be the response. So one statement you have made, you will again look at the response, again you will make the statement, you again will look at the response, and ultimately you will keep on asking or putting up the stimuli in front of the customer so that he should be full of this affirmation. Full of affirmation that every time what question which you are going to ask, ultimately it is going to lead that affirmation of positivity towards the customer. So that positivity, once he is full of the positivity, ultimately then you will ask a question, implication questions. Suppose you are having this kind of things, then what will happen, and if you are not having, then what will happen. So this kind of this full of the positivity, and during this course of this positivity you are having this opportunity to close that particular deal, and that is this stimulus response selling. Stimulus response selling, although you need to be well versed, you need to well rehearsed before using it, because sometimes if there is a question which you are not prepared, then that particular approach may not be useful. So stimulus response selling, need satisfaction selling, mental state selling, and one approach is there, that is consultative selling. Consultative selling, because now you see that it is not like this what product you are offering and that is going to satisfy his need. And here in consultative selling approach, the salesperson, he go beyond the need and he starts understanding what is the problem lies with my customers, with my client, and how can I help him to remove that particular problem, or I can help him out to achieve his strategic goals. So normally in B2B situations, that consultative selling that works, and many of the times that salesperson may not be capable enough for telling each and everything about this product. So he need to take the help of this other departments. If product is technical, he need to look at this the department of the product development department, or sometimes it is related to IT. He need to look at this, the help of the IT department to close that particular deal. So this consultative selling or this team selling, that is into the practice. Earlier it was more of this transactional, now it is more of this relationship based selling. So once relationship based selling is increasing, it is obvious the approach like this consultative selling has this more of significance, more of the relevance, more of the importance as compared to other selling approaches. So in a nutshell, these were this different selling approaches of this personal selling. I hope definitely you must have got the clarity on this, what is personal selling and what are the different approaches by which a salesperson can pitch his offer in front of the prospect. Thank you.